Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface, continuing my solo effort to do all 9 dungeons for the heroic, air quotes, Miss of Pandaren dungeons which we have on offer. Now then, today's video is slightly different from the others that you've seen so far. And when I do them, I normally do them very, when I say methodically, I do treat them with respect. You have to. I mean, still, even though I'm doing these solo, at the end of the day, they are level 90 dungeons. But, for some reason, this kind of starts wobbly. I kind of pull a little bit more than I want to. I would normally just do each of these piles one by one. But for some reason, I misfire and I do 2 piles at once. And let's just say that becomes a common theme. Throughout the course of this video, I decide today to get a little bit reckless at times. Purposely so. Purposely so. And you'll quite evidently see where it happens. But, yeah, I decide to get a little bit reckless today. And I'm gonna show you on the final boss a couple of methods. You've seen me do the achievement, which is the mass erection one. Sorry! Mass resurrection one. I knew it was one of the two. And that's quite a situational achievement. It was quite tough to do because of certain aspects to it. So I'll die on it. I will die today attempting to do that again. And I'll show you why it's very situational. And then I'll show you the easy way to do the final boss at the end. Yes, you see. I'm very good like that. You only get, remember, when I did the achievements in the Heroic Dungeon solo, you only got to see the final product. And so a lot of them, yes, I did one shot, but some of them were harder to do. And I think the mass resurrection one took me 3 or 4 attempts to do before I got that one right. And you'll see later. It'll become all apparent later, but you'll see why it's a very situational thing. So I shall die in the process, but then allow myself to res with a soul stone, of course, and then show you how to do the easier version of the final boss. Because I got a few people. The reason why I'm doing this is because when I did a stream a little bit ago of me soloing this. So if you follow me on my live stream, twitch.tv/heel versus babyface, plug, then you would have seen me do this, and I think I died first time on it, and people saw why on the final boss, and I think I died actually another 2 times, possibly another 2 times, maybe just one more time, before I actually eventually did it. But then I showed people how to do kind of like the easier of the 2 versions. It's still not massively easy, because you are soloing bosses which hit like trucks. But, yeah. Very doable for virtually every class. Virtually. We'll see. Anywho, first boss up, and this is Thalnos. And when I did the achievement on this, it was relatively easy. I did it first time. Because I'm not even doing the achievement now, you can just burn Thalnos. He doesn't seem to have anything in his arsenal with which to hurt. Even when he starts getting the big empowered zombies in. I mean, this zombie's going to come on to me now. No. Even as a cloth-wearing WoW-lock, I'm going to just suck this up. Just no difficulty, no problem whatsoever. So I can let my pet just stand on the boss, and I'll just tank. I'll just tank the empowered zombie. And then, of course, I can just build a little bit of AoE, which gets the shield going on me with my soul leech abilities and soul link abilities. Gets my shield going and swaps out a little bit of damage. So there's no difficulty first boss whatsoever. There you go, Thalnos, and a little bit of gold and a cloak. Yay! And can I also give a big thank you? At the time of recording this voiceover, I have just hoping that nobody unsubscribes from my YouTube channel, I've just ticked over 16,000 subscribers. Which is phenomenal. It feels like only 2 minutes ago I was doing a video for 14,000 subs on Stone Cocks. How time flies. Here we are, 2,000 people later, and not a stone cock inside. Just a bunch of Scarlet Monastery cocks instead. Hey! Hey! Now, I'm actually going to take this next room nice and steady, because this next room can go ballistic if you pull everything at the same time. Now, normally, I would. There would be no harm in me doing so, because my AoE would be sufficient enough to build up enough shield to keep me alive. The reason why I don't is that. Stuns. Stuns ruin everything. Everything. And there's a couple of Justicars out there. So if I got stunned before I could get my AoEs off to start building up the shield, and then the second Justicar stunned me when I've got 7 or 8 people on me, I would get squished. So I am giving this part of the Scarlet Monastery a little bit of respect. When we go up to the top, not so much. But I really hope that this series of videos that I'm doing, Justicar stuns me again. I'm really hoping that this series of videos gets other players out to attempt these dungeons, these kind of things. Whether you're an Ellie shaman, whether or not you're a rogue, whether or not you're a paladin, a death knight, druid, whatever. It would be great if other people from my channel, my other subs, you went out there. Oops, targeted the dummy then. You went out there and you attempted to have a crack at these yourself. It is possible. It is possible. As I've always maintained, I'm not the world's greatest player. Not even close, You've got all those so-and-sos, with their trance music videos. And this is how you do this, and this is how you do that, and they're very easy to do. Yeah, I'm not one of them. No. I like to class myself as typical WoW player, just a regular WoW player that applies himself, can apply themselves and perform these kind of cool things. Now, this is an interesting pack. This pack, the reason why I find this pack very interesting indeed, because it doesn't matter how far away you get from them, they will seem to pull from a country mile away. A country mile away. Normally you've got to get within quite a short distance to body pull, but these guys, no. You seem to get anywhere within their vicinity and they will just come running after you. But it's not these guys that I'm going to be clowning around with. It's the fanatics at the top. And the reason why I decide to mess around with these fanatics is they're killers. These guys are potential killers. They absolutely hit like a juggernaut. And I can't have them on me. Look, even the melee hits can hit me for like 60k. I can't have that. I can't have that. And then they start going a little bit psycho on you. And they can hit you for even harder and harder. So I decided to do Howl of Terror. And I think I'm pretty much going to Howl of Terror every single solitary fanatic pack that I get my hands on. Just to try and keep them away from me. From absolutely smashing me. And there might be a misfire. It's not one of my videos unless I misfire a spell at some point. Really? Is it? No. Of course it's not. So there will be a misfire. And you'll see what I misfire on in a moment. But nah. It amused me. So this time when I Howl of Terror, I'm actually Howl of Terroring them into the next pack. Of Scarlet Fanatics, which is what I didn't want, because the Howl of Terror is on a 45-second cooldown. Yes, it reduces its cooldown by a second every time I get fist punched, but when I've got 3 or 4 of the Scarlet Fanatics punching me at once doing 60k, splat, that's how that can go down very, very quickly indeed. And then I've got my Mortal Coil, but again, that's on a cooldown which isn't going to be up and ready before the pack's killed off. So that was interesting. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the misfire. Whoops. So I see that Brother Korloff, is walking away, and I think I target the fanatic, which I do, and then I suddenly tab on to Korloff. What? Boris, I like to call him Boris Korloff, by the way, if you don't understand that. It goes all the way back from the Miss of Pandora beta video that I did on this place. And yeah, I was tabbing to go to the middle fanatic, because that would have been the next one on the tab target list. No, tab targeting is so good in Miss of Pandora. It's so good in World of Warcraft, full stop. It actually decided to tab target the boss. Oh well. So I pull the boss, and I pull 3 of the fanatics with it. See how my pet is getting absolutely crushed. And it's not just by the boss, it's also by the fanatics as well. There also seems to be a couple of bugs with Warlock pets at the moment. Not behaving as they should. Like here, I've got my pet on follow, so it's going to do what I want it to do. And I've got it on to attack what I attack. But, for some reason, it wasn't. It was just following me around, not attacking anything. So I actually had to physically click the attack button to send it in to Boris Korloff. Yeah. So I have noticed this on a couple of occasions with Warlock pets recently. If you saw, it's either yesterday's stream with my Warlock or the day before, there was a couple of instances where my Observer, even though I had it set up to attack what I'm attacking and things like that, wasn't. It was just standing by me, chilling out, and I had to physically send it in to attack. So Blizzard, please fix Warlock pets. That'd be jolly decent of you. Guys, you know, that sort of stuff. So we're just about to finish off Boris Korloff. We'll take your loot. Thank you very much indeed, sir. There we go. Another cloak. 2 cloaks and a fountain, each one searching for happiness. And then we go into the cathedral and take care of the ads inside. Now, I do treat these ones with a little bit more respect. A little bit more respect, but still didn't stop me from wanting to do Howl of Terror, because I had a couple of fanatics on me. So here we go. Howl of Terror is coming in a second now. And this dude's just going to run off. There he goes. And this guy, because he's not having any attacks on him whatsoever, he's got no dots, I'm not doing any direct attacks on him, he's just going to have a full, whatever it is, 20 seconds or so, 40, I don't know what it is nowadays, they change it so often, of just running around like a headless chicken. And I'm thinking to myself at this time, oh my god, how many guys is he going to bring back? How many guys? And he comes back on his own! I was like, oh, thank God. I thought he was going to go into the cloister area and come back with, like, all of them. Just run all along the cloister, pulling everything in his path. But for the gods, and I don't know, for the gods were favouring me at that point and then decided to let things go. Anyway, let's carry on. So with that pack taken care of, it's an easy job just to clear out the purifiers on this side. No biggie. There we go. And then I'll jump across to the other side, take care of the purifier, and also I think there's a patrol. Yeah, there's a patrol purifier going up and down as well. And then when I pull the 3rd purifier, which is just to the right, hidden, there we go, just coming into view shot now, that will pull the other pack, which is absolutely fine, because I can take care of all of these with my AoE. So taking care of the ads inside of the monastery has never been a difficult job at all. And I still have to remind myself on a regular basis, this is a level 90 top end content heroic 5-person dungeon. So I would urge Blizzard, please, pretty please, sugar on top. I know that you're staggering dungeons in Warlords of Draenor. We're going to get 7 to start with this time. Because I am assuming they are going to add more than just the 7. They better. But when you add more, obviously, please make sure they are in line with current content, because this is a little bit silly now. So here we go. I'm going to take out this pack on the left-hand side of the boss, and then I'm going to take out the pack on the right-hand side. That's a much, much easier pack, because there's like one elite, and then the other guys are all kind of like initiates and stuff, and it just becomes a little bit of AoE porn. And as a warlock, there is nothing wrong with AoE porn. A lot of people say, how do you do so much damage with your AoE? Is I stack mastery as opposed to crit. As a destruction warlock, you kind of have two choices what stat you can stack. If you stack crit, then it'll make you very powerful against single and two target fights. Whereas if you stack mastery, it will make you very powerful on AoE based fights. So when I go into a raid, my mastery is around 104, 105%. Out of a raid, it's around 90 odd percent, so very high indeed. That allows me to do top numbers on AoE fights. So I'm going to do this the hard way now, and I'm going to die, okay? And I'm going to show you why this is quite a risky way of doing it. It's great when you're trying to do the achievement, because it becomes trial and error, of course. And when you do it, you just put up the achievement vid, and everyone thinks you're wonderful, and they start showing you the roses, and, you know, kiss babies and stuff like that. But I'm going to show you the darker side of attempting to do the mass resurrection achievement. And I think I said it when I did the solo achievement video, but you'll get it soon enough. First part, no problem at all. No problem whatsoever. You're just attacking Durand, and you know, he hits hard. He does hit really hard. You can actually see he's cut through my pet's shielding, and because the shielding's now dropped off the pet, he is starting to knock off the health bit by bit. But that doesn't worry me. I've just got to keep on with my single target DPS, try and get that shield back active again. And what I can do is when Durand gets into critical health pool, when I know that my dot can finish him off, I use a quick execute and now resummon a fresh Void Lord in. So if I was going for the achievement, this is how I'd go about it. Now, when the Inquisitor comes in, you have to let her do the mass resurrection spell, because a warlock doesn't have an interrupt. A warlock's interrupt comes from the pet, and that means you've got to have either the observer out, or you've got to have the fell puppy out. So here they come. So this is all of the guys. You drop the AoEs, and then you start going into your AoE, bing, bing, bing. But this is the problem. It's the constant stun. So I've got the stun there. I've come out the stun. And now, stun locked. Can't do anything. Could not do anything, couldn't move. That is the problem with attempting that achievement. You're going to get stun locked out. And that also seemed to bug, because I got stunned before I went through the demonic gateway. When I came out the gateway, even though the stun had dropped, it still locked me in the stun. I could not physically move. So if you're thinking, why didn't you do anything then? I could not. Even though it wasn't showing I was stunned, I was actually stunned completely. Now I'm going to show you the easier way to do this. The easier, still semi-tough, but this is the easier way to do it. So you start off once more with the Void Lord, and then you just attack Durand. This, of course, is from a Warlock point of view. Other classes, of course, will have an interrupt available to them, so they don't have to fanny around with this, but this is for a Warlock benefit. You just do Durand as normal with the Void Lord. This time, for whatever reason, I seem to get my single target spells going very quickly, and Durand doesn't seem to even cut through my pet as it was before. But when he drops, now get the Observer out when Whitemane comes in. Here she comes. So now, no tank pet going for Whitemane. So start with the DPS, Observer goes on, here she starts casting Mass Resurrection, and I just hit my pet's interrupt at leisure. Dink, there you go, interrupted. Now I continue the burn, so she puts me to sleep, which is going to be any second now. I think when she hits around 40%, 50% of the health. So here we go into my sleep, can't do anything here. She's going to resurrect Durand, but I put her here now on focus. because I want to know what she's doing at all times. So again, just waiting for my interrupt to come off cooldown. The Mass Resurrection, I think, is a 10-second cast, so there's plenty of time for that. And then I just interrupt again. She's going to be my primary target. Whitemane's going to be my primary target here. And yes, I am keeping out my Observer Pet and not getting the tank. I am turning myself into the tank. So I'm just kind of moving around to try and take as little damage from Durand as possible. Because there, you see, he will stop and cast certain abilities, which will give you a wee bit of separation. I could have got out my Demonic Circle. I could have got out my Demonic Gateway and got more separation that way. But it was no massive drama for me. And again, I send my pet physically to attack Durand, and it wouldn't. It was just run. So yeah, some little bugs here and there, but I just wander around now. I keep using my Burning Embers to heal myself, so I'm never really in any difficulty, even though he does hit like an absolute monster. 82k, 73k hits. Yeah, it's pretty hard stuff, but nothing to worry. So that is the easy way to do the final boss without having to do the Mass Resurrection. I'll get that right one day. And there we go. And we get a helmet and some other stuff. So there you go. Scarlet Monastery, soloed, level 90, 5-person, heroic Missa Pandaria dungeon. I don't think I've got too many more to bring you, but another one struck off the list. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. Please do like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and also twitch.tv/Heel vs Babyface for live streaming. Massive thank you, by the way, once more for letting me hit 16,000 subs. Long may it continue, and I shall be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care, everybody. Bye-bye.